tonight here on tonight, God is good and God is good all the time. My name is Irma J. Spiritual. I'm here to give you a little short news on tonight, on Martin Luther King Day. We celebrating, we still celebrating Martin. So March and a rally against crime in New Orleans in honor of Dr. Martin King. So in New Orleans, they're marching. They're marching against crime in New Orleans. Because, this year just started. We have so much crime. It's going on. And we still in the first month of the year. So residents, took to the street against crime that the city had been so much of the past 13 months. So as local turn out for many events today, commemorating of the life of Dr. Martin Luther King. One concern was front and center. So the people are worried about the escalating of crime. Because it hasn't got better. It's just getting worse and worse. Then you have young kids is getting hold of guns. So today commemoration, including many local tradition, will all come to know. But this year, there was two things that were a little different. So every year, they try to do it a little different. They all end up the same. But they said this year event, this time it was organized by a group called, you know, this was not the traditional Martin Luther King Day March, but like others since 1986, this gathering was dubbed the March and Rally Against Crime. Celebrating the life or memory, of Dr. Martin Luther King. The life, and it was not the city official calendar. But the community had picked it up because they refused to allow the memories of Dr. Martin Luther King to go without. Because Martin Luther King, he was like no violent, and so far to have so much crime is going on. He was against crime. He was against guns. He was against a whole lot of stuff, that he was like no violent. So a statement is being made in New Orleans. The official event was at New Zion Baptist Church, where in 1957 the Southern Christian Leadership Conference was founded with Dr. Martin Luther King as its first presidential. Now he give up so much for us, you know, and others, and we ought to be thankful, for their sacrifices and many of the blessings that we enjoy today. You know, Martin Luther King, he did a lot. He put his life on the line for a whole lot of stuff. When they kept on threatening him at his last, the last year of his life, he could have just walked away and said, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do this. I have a wife and some kids." But he didn't do that. He stood in there. He stood in there. And just as the march and a rally in Dr. Martin King honor called for an end to crime. It has to be an end of crime. Crime is not even trying to get better. And we just in the first month of the beginning of the year. You know, they stated not only preach in church, but also preach on the street to the young people. Because pretty much the young people is the one getting hold of the guns. So they made a statement that not only just preach in the church, we ought to be preaching out in the street. Talking to the people out in the street. When you're talking to somebody, we got to talk about that word. We got to talk about God. We got to talk about something that's not involved in guns. You know, um, I remember before Katrina, they used to have someone on Canal Street just pacing up and down with a Bible in his hand. Just preaching that word. People thought he was crazy, but you got to listen to the words that people are saying. Listen to the words that he was saying that related to uh to to that Bible. And that's what we have to do. We have to really go out in the street and really talk to these people, to these young ones. Because a lot of these young ones is not representing with a Bible. Some of them don't know anything about the Bible. What I'm gonna represent, what I'm gonna speak on the next time. We ought to bring Bibles and prayers back in the school. That's gonna be my next statement. We need to bring Bibles and prayers back in school because these young people these days, you know, they have to know that word instead of a gun. You know, excuse me. So we have to take it to the street to talk to our young people, and that is killing each other, and that's not the answer. You know, when you killing someone, that don't make you big and bad. You might feel good at that moment, but then you're gonna have a guilt in your conscience every day, every month, and every year. So they asked why the march and rally was not, one of the official event this year. A spokesman did not get back to us. So they pretty much saying the mayor was out. So they really didn't. This was out of the blue. You know, so now also the people on the West Bank have their own celebration for Martin Luther King Day. To Jefferson Parish. So they had their own event for Martin Luther King. They also had a parade on the West Bank, starting in Lepaco Boulevard. So the event is aimed to honor Dr. Martin Luther King's vision, legacy, and contribute to the country. So day is to honor Martin Luther King Day, and give him thanks for open doors, and giving us civil rights. Because like I had preached on earlier about Dr. Mitch King. We did not have no rights at all. You know, Martin King went all over the world when people had issues about this and that. That just like his last project he was doing would cost him his life. You know, the sanitation workers, wasn't working in a clean environment, no good condition, no wages, and he went and saved that. Even though after his death, it agreed in his favor, and those workers had civil rights. They had raises that recognized the union. Everything went in favor of what Martin King was aiming for. So we have to give him thanks. We have to give him thanks for open doors. Making a way for us. Because today if he wanted to step in and be a spokesman for us, to vote, we could not vote. You know, we could not vote and have our voice. You know, we could not sit on the bus, front of the bus. We could not drink water in water fountains. So we give him thanks for the whole lot of doors that he opened up for us. So this is a celebration today of Martin Luther King. So other news, I have another news on a missing teenager. Now, New Orleans police searching for a missing teenager boy. Last seen downtown, 15-year old. Asking he took his mom a car. And that was the last time they saw. So he was reported missing January the 3rd. After an argument at Arthurita Castle Haley Boulevard in Casapella, he was last seen wearing a black hood, pants, black Jordan tennis shoes, in a mask, in a black mask. And he took his mama car, and then he was reported missing. I am an unsolved missing person. I will try to meditate and find out what his location at. Most likely he's probably still alive and just probably running around in that car. I love to get parents and family closure, so I will still um, look and see where he at. You know, um, cause I feel to believe he's still alive. He just took this job riding. I guess when he get hungry, he run out of gas. I think he gonna try to make it back home, but I will look into it tonight. So we talk about the celebration of Martin Luther King. That did wonders. He was an American hero. He took on a lot of projects. For us to have civil rights. You know, And we also talk about this missing teenager that took his mama car and been missing ever since. And I am an unsolved missing divine, and I will look into what his location are because I feel believe he's still alive, but I still will look and see where his location are. So that's all the show news I have for y'all today. Y'all be safe, and I see y'all on the next video.